Why'd it open like this? Like, why did it immediately pick up where I left off? Like, I know what's going on. Oh. Took me a second.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Huh. Whoa. What? Calvin Finch.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Okay, photo room. Milton. Saving. Fort Calvin. Captured. This room's kind of a vibe.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Whoa.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Whoa. Oh, hold on.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Hold on.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
Look at the speed. Look at the speed.
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
That's so close.
Calvin, dinner's ready. Coming.
But
No,
that
I
day,
ain't.
he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him
Whoa.
going around was impossible.
Going around ain't impossible.
Maybe if
Hold
I
on.
hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you.
Whoa.
again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then
Yo.
maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
That's the day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Whoa. W. Mans.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Makes sense.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Oh. It's kind of crazy, ain't it? So there's nothing up here. And the door's sealed. I don't think I have to go back. What's that? Another switch. Which way do I have to pull it? Back? Oh. That's kind of crazy. you lift it up. What? It rolls over. That's wild. I'm all for secret rooms and houses.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
What's in here? The crib.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
This is crazy.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
She was on tour, boy. That's insane. Barb Street. The dreadful stories.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Another ghastly tale.
Jack
Oh,
here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
why he say it like that? Okay.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up.
Wow.
Has been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Ooh.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend,
Uh-oh.
Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Hey, yo.
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
Hey, yo.
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages.
True.
There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him.
Oh,
right
no.
on cue. She reached for the music box.
Oh, no.
And as she wound the
Wow.
key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Yo, the art style transition is crazy.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Hey? Okay, bet. We better go out swinging. Who in here?
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman Killer, Dr.
Hookman
Carl Hamill,
Killer?
who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
What? Impaled and then ate his family is crazy. Yo, who in here? Hello?
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Okay. So who's in the fridge?
Oh dear!
Oh dear is crazy. He tried to bring the scream out of her. He hit her anyway? Oh man,
Barb, relax.
She hit him.
I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
Wow.
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
Nope.
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
Okay. She watching movies.
Later.
Uh-huh.
Barbara! Walter?
Yes.
What's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Uh-oh. Here we go. I hear something. Okay. Okay, that's barricaded. What's going on? Walter.
Walter, are you there?
Walter, what's going on?
Vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious
Hello,
activity.
Brayden. How you doing? Oh, nah.
Returned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He
Wow.
was quite smashing.
Hey, yo. Yeah. Okay, but where's Walter at?
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
I'm
Hey,
good.
Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Okay.
Night, she played her part.
Let's go.
beautifully.
We're out. We're out. Okay, I can't go that way. Gotta go this way?
Molly's door hadn't been opened in
Years.
years. The hinges grown.
Okay. We're right in front of him, aren't we? I think I'm halfway through the game, brother. Oh, I didn't know I was behind him. Oh. Oh.
But she sensed the story might not be over.
Oh, it's
yet.
never over. They always come back from one last scare. Or his body's not gonna be here when I turn the corner. What'd I say?
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
What in the world? Where would he have gone? Hello? Hello?
She heard whispering.
Who would be at the door?
It was coming from inside the house.
Hey, what? Oh, nah.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear is crazy. We love you.
Come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
That's really cool.
She saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous.
Oh.
With her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself.
There's the scream.
I hear Barbara was magnificent.
That's insane.
She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard.
I bet.
But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her.
Oh.
Her ear.
Yikes.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Okay, this guy. Oof. I just noticed she's drawn with the crutch.
Edie told me
or
all
painted.
Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I don't know about happy ending. That's insane, dude. So I go right back where I came from.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yeah. There it is. There we go. To the basement. Mom said she didn't want me in the basement. Dang. The workshop.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Oof.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
She could have been.
It turned out
It's
she
a
was hiding a lot
doorway.
more than that.
What? Yo.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Understandable.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Dang. Walter, what happened, man?
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
30 years is wild.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
Oh, yeah?
Having a schedule, living for today.
Are those
I always
potatoes?
expected to be dead tomorrow.
Oh, they're peaches.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
That's crazy.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal.
I beg your pardon?
Almost friendly.
Almost friendly is insane. Brother, you're losing your mind.
And then one day, everything just
2005.
stopped.
The
Whatever
liver
that
spots,
thing was,
man.
it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Either or.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting.
Oh, yeah?
I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Yo. Where does this even lead? I beg your pardon? Where are we going? Where we going?
I know it's out there somewhere.
It?
Whatever killed Barbara
Oh.
and Molly
Mm.
and Calvin.
Dang.
Maybe this is all a mistake.
So you're gonna break through the brick wall to leave.
But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Are you?
I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Yeah, instead of eating canned peaches every day.
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can
I respect
already
it.
imagine the sun on my face.
You would have heard it coming. What do you mean? Brother, what?
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Dude.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Bro was too fascinated with nature is insane. To pay attention to a loud train?
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Walter and Odin are my favorite stories. I don't think I have a favorite yet.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house,
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
That's true.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made,
Okay.
trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself
Oh.
and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
Spit the fun fact.
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse,
Mm-hmm.
we made it real.
Oh.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Nah, speak your truth.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
I don't know about that. I want to know what that red light is.
But I thought you should know about your family.
Mm-hmm.
And the history you're a part of.
Right. That's correct. That's a good fun fact. Am I... Okay. I was gonna say, I gotta take a boat or something, don't I? Ain't no way it's gonna let me walk all the way over there. That water
Though, to
cold.
be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
I am pretty lost.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Hey man, great stories are mostly believable ones. Or rather, unbelievable ones become believable
Look at
ones.
the house. Had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness.
Mm-hmm.
Any of it seems possible.
That's facts. That's sort of what I just said. There's nothing back here, right? Nah. The swing.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
That is a great question.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but The pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Zerpy, Lurpy, Furpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, Derpy, Jr. Charlie, Daisy, Lucy, Coco, Tucker, Zoe. Another fun fact is that none of the in-laws have stories. This being Ingeborg Fitch, Odin's wife. Yeah, I don't think they would. They're not directly tied to it. Bailey, Shadow, Oliver, Shotzi, Bob, and Christopher.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Molly, Calvin, Sven, Edie, Walter, Barbara.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
That's tough, dude.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
I'm not gonna focus on that. Oh, that's how you zoom in? Can I zoom in even more? Or is it a waiting game?
Edie
Oh,
said she
there we
dreamed
go.
about the old house every night.
So now what?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
That makes sense.
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Nah, that's typically how it goes.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gregory, Sam, and Gus. That's a lot of lore. People really love this game.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Louis, Sanjay, and Milton.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
I respect it.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
It's not bad if she really thought that far ahead.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
22 weeks. What? Where are we?
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
That could possibly be true.
They were both pretty intense.
What?
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
He was a hunter, boy.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
That's a box for Kay. An airline ticket. So Kay was trying to leave? I'll learn more from the entry. Shots fired, Brayden. Girl, open it. Okay, selfie. Whoa.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
Perfect.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything? It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm
I think I'm supposed to wait for a cue.
Okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
Oh, the telescope was training for this.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Some guy who
Don,
died is
I'm
crazy.
being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
The focal length is messing with me.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me
Who would
get
have
a
known that?
picture.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. Great shot, Don!
That's crazy.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Ugh.
Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
I don't think I'll make it.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
That's crazy. Hold on. No, go back. See if there's anything else to say before we leave. Nothing. Okay. That's wild. Fire taxidermist, though. Where does this lead?
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Understandable. What the heck? Finch control. Dude. Thank you. Woof. Oh, okay. You have 20 calendar days after the summons served on you to write a written response. And your wages and money and property may be taken thereafter without further warning.
Dear Kay, Do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
What?
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Wait, am I controlling the duck?
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to...
What?
Hold on, sweetie.
Hold on.
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now. I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us.
What in the world?
About the world he saw.
We still in here going crazy.
There's so much I don't understand.
I didn't get the last duck.
About Gregory.
What?
About everything.
Yo. In the tub?
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
So I'm supposed to believe he slid down the drain?
I'm sure he's happy.
Wow.
And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Yo. That's insane.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Yo, Gus looks fire. What?
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Yo.
father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
What? This is crazy.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Why is it letting me do that? Why can't I get caught on that? I'm confused. There's a reason why I can do that. Oh. Oh, shoot.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Okay, well, defiant.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
This already seems like it's gonna be tragic. Dang.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Crudely made is crazy. Okay, well, what do I do with all this litter? Oh, I see.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder.
Love that for us. Oh. Oh, nah.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam.
Yo, those waves are kind of big.
But I didn't. Until we found you.
Dang.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Sweet trash, mom mow yard, be a baby. Run to the mailbox and back. Okay, so there's some slight military training
My
going
mom
on
moved
there.
up to the loft after her brothers died.
Rock climbing wall. This is kind of cool.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Oh my goodness.
She spent a summer building houses. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Wait, did I skip it? Did I skip it because I opened that? No way.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
No way.
I was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Yo.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal, but it didn't last.
Oh my goodness.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
And it's sealed?
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
I'm gonna go inside. What you thought it was? That looks like where we're at right now. Nah, his story about to go crazy. What? The magic
Milton
paintbrush?
Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Yo! He painted himself. It's a picture book inside of a picture book. He painted a door. And went to another dimension?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
What? That's definitely the house. Bro. Huh?
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Huh? Dude.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Just make sure nothing's back here. Bro, what? Where did mans go? Bro went to Chalk Zone. What the heck?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Oh my
After
gosh.
he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
I don't know. The room looks like a vibe, dude. What? What do you mean my room is a ship? Huh? Okay. I push it. Yeah. It's a push. Dude was chilling.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Lewis and I spent a lot of
Got
time
the Game
playing
Station
games
6,
together,
the
but
Wonderland
he was surprisingly
Turbo.
bad at them. He died a lot.
Dude, what? Institute
Dear
of
Mrs.
Psychology.
Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Whoa.
Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Oh my gosh.
He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
What the heck?
His mind began to wander.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it.
What?
He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
What in the world?
Then something moved. Bats.
Bats.
And toads.
Toads. Okay. Playing a game with one hand is wild.
And
then you
things
gotta
that have not names.
do the fish with the other hand? What the heck?
He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously.
It was blocked, so I broke it in real
I
life.
had hoped he'd find himself.
What the heck?
But he found something more.
What did I find?
I worried
Dude, this
about
is
him
insane.
then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss.
About
But
what?
he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Sound like a robot to me.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Foolish.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
I don't know, man. It looks like I'm about to get trapped in
He
a
told me
dream
he'd
state.
made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Wow.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Lewis-topia? So he
And he
escaped
made
into his own mind. Hey. Hey. Hey.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was
Okay.
always humming something.
This is wild.
Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery,
Wow. That's
but his
a
chopping
terrible
was as
sign.
reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
He won. Okay.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
What? He left Lewis-topia.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
What the heck?
St. Louis.
St. Louis is crazy.
He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
He lost himself.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
Wow.
handsome queen.
Gender affirmation, we dig it.
The queen was on her own quest for
She's evil.
sinister serpents.
She's evil, y'all. Dang it. It was almost a perfect run.
He followed the sound
Oh my
of her.
gosh. Silver harp.
Silver harp.
Okay, choose your own adventure book. This is crazy.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the
You
world
can't
was
even
all in his
see.
imagination.
It takes up the whole screen.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a
Oh
king.
my gosh.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
I can imagine so.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
So he swapped places.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Whoa. What?
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
What the heck? So I'm going to meet up with myself? Yo, the stench alone.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
This is rough. I'm not cheering this on, bro.
The wise Calico had insisted on advising me.
This is actually very scary. Like, there's just no way this is happening right now.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
I knew where it was going, but I didn't want it to go there.
Bend down his head.
Oh my gosh.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh my gosh.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
That's so crazy.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
I don't know what that would have done.
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Ooh.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Oh, nah.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Oof. And I did miss Don's story. Unless she literally really doesn't have one. Because she's not part of the main branch. That's what you were telling me, Brendan. Okay, heard. So I'm about to write out what happened. Wow.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry,
have to argue.
you're right.
Crazy.
We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Woof.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
That seems
When my
dangerous in
mom
all
said
wooden
the
house.
library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
Whoa.
I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Whoa.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
History of the Finches.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Whoa.
That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean.
I love the voice
They
acting.
called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
I bet it did.
No, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
Whoa.
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
Oof.
I started seeing things.
Hey, yo. So that flare is for decoration?
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Like what?
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night,
wow,
a lot of things came back to me.
I see that.
Or maybe I came back to them.
Bars.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go!
Are you kidding me?
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Oh my gosh.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
I want to know the rest.
A few years went by.
What?
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
Oh.
The rest happened pretty quickly.
Ooh.
She got better for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then she didn't.
Ooh.
And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
Woof.
Until I found out about you.
Huh?
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
Me?
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things.
I don't
but
think
as it
you
is,
could ever
I
understand.
think the best we can do is try to open our eyes.
Oh, bars.
And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
What?
This journal was supposed to be for you.
She's talking to her child.
But now I hope you'll never see it.
Now I see where we are.
I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Oh.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Now that's a bar. Wow. That's crazy, man. Everybody, that was What Remains of Edith Finch. If you like what you saw today, go ahead, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you know when bangers and heat just like this one are on the way. If you don't know, now you know. Keep the peace wherever you go, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all, man.
Later, no in too deep, I'm stuck. My mind's been racing, I'm trying not to hit your phone. Cause you won't feel the same way until I'm gone. Yeah, I'm on the edge right now. Yeah, I'm so close, I wanna jump down. Yeah, tell my mama that I hope she's